Hey guys, just about to do 14.2. One of the things we need to address is proper movement around the hip. People are playing around with narrow stand, wide stands, same thing with the narrow grip and the wide grip. One of the things that I do just to prep the hips, I'm going to go a little bit wider with your feet, so I need to make sure that internal rotation around the hip capsule will actually allow me to properly access the glutes and the hamstrings. So I'm going to show you one real quick. So we're going to have the resistance band here close to the floor. What we're going to do is we're going to lie down. We're going to put the foot through, place the resistance band as high up in the hip as possible, and then we're going to get traction. So we're going to move the leg up, and what we want to focus on here is get distraction through the hip. We want to get like a slight internal rotation around the knee. Don't do that too much because then it's going to be a lot of stress on the inside here. We want to get applied pressure down through the knee, down through the hip capsule. So we're going to do like a tighten up and release technique. So from this position right here, I'm going to push out towards the bar for a few seconds, and then I'm going to relax again, allowing the knee to go closer to the chest. I'm going to do this 3 times, and relax, move even closer. We're going to apply a little more pressure, and we're going to push again, and relax. Just allowing that hip to kind of settle in. And once you've done this 3 times, you can kind of just like move around a little bit, just in small circles, to just check if there are any more tight spots that we need to address. Second piece here, guys, is to work on that external rotation of the hip capsule. So what we want to do, we want to place that mat underneath the knee, just to make sure that we don't bruise. We're going to get distraction going away from the hip, and then we're going to use the opposite knee to kind of lock down the movement. So right here, we got that external rotation. You can feel it right here in the back pocket. What we want to do is just get the elbows down to the ground. We're just going to grind around that hip capsule. So we can do the same technique as we did before, kind of like tightening up for 3 to 4 seconds, and then release, allowing you to get deeper into the stretch. So what we want to make sure here is that the hip and the knee are pretty much aligned. We don't want to go too far back, and we don't want to be too much in the front. But again, it depends on where you're stiff. You kind of just want to play around with it and feel your way through it. We're all different, so your stretch might look a little different from this, but the setup should be the same, and then you just feel your way around it. All right, we spent a little bit of time working on the hips. Now we're going to move a little bit further up. We worked on the thoracic spine just on a foam roller or a pair of peanuts, 2 cross balls close together, just to make sure there's full movement in the upper part of your back. So that's going to make it easier for you to do the overhead squats and keep that bar perfectly aligned over your feet. One of the very limiting factors, especially for big dudes, is the lats. The lat right here. So as we move that bar overhead, the entire chest follows, and we're glued down right here. So what we're going to do now is simply just to try to unglue some of that tissue so we can align the bar over the head. So what we're going to do is we're going to lie down flat on the back. We're going to make sure that the chest is pulled down, so flat back against the ground. We're going to move the hand up overhead, and we're going to try to just relax as much as we can. You see right here, my hand is not touching the ground, so I got quite a lot of stiffness that I need to open up here. So you're going to get a partner who's going to put one leg up here just to block the movement of the arm. Flip it around. Yes, right there. And then we're going to use the heel to kind of dig into that tissue right there. By keeping it aligned. Yeah, there we go. So, and you can kind of use the other hand just to try to position that foot. You got to be a little careful here. You don't want to go too hard. So you just communicate with your partner and just pressure is needed. Same thing as before, we're going to try to push up and relax. We're trying to get further into the tissue. We're going to do that 3 times or as many times as we need for the tissue to loosen up. And every time we go through one of these tension and release, we apply a little more pressure. And we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side, and then we're going to retest it.